I'm Dr. Ben Newman. This is Ask Dr. Ben, and I'm a coronavirus researcher with, I don't know, more than 2 decades experience working on coronaviruses, for sure. Yeah, ongoing. Yeah. Next question is from Jeannie. Yeah, okay, we know you. Hi, how are you doing? Let's see. Okay, so hello. I would like to get my 13-year-old twins vaccinated. Fantastic. That is a good idea if the vaccine is available. And if I remember right, where you are, the vaccine should be available. If it was me, I would. By all means, I can't give medical advice. Check with your doctor, but the vaccine is approved specifically for that age group, and it's actually fine. From all the papers that I've read, from all the results I've looked at, I think it's pretty safe. So I heard concerns, the question goes on, that this may cause alterations of DNA to infertility to no side effects. Yeah, all right. A while ago, there was this one person, I can't even remember if it was a guy. In my mind, it's going to be a guy. And what he said was, well, there are little pieces of viruses, like ancient million-year-old viruses, embedded in human DNA already. And we know about these. They're called human endogenous retroviruses, and they actually make up a lot more of your genome than your actual genes. So we are far more virus than we are human, which is a weird thing to think about. But almost all of these viruses are completely broken. They have enough mutations that every single part of them is broken. There are a couple where like one or two parts can still function, but it's like one working part of a car without all the other parts. You can fire up an engine sitting there on your garage floor and it's cool. It'll be smoky and loud, but it's not going to get you anywhere. So it doesn't actually do the thing that the full car would have done. And it's the same thing with these. And so what this, I'm going to use the word goofball. Yeah, I probably shouldn't. But what this person said was, what if vaccination caused some change in all these other things? Yeah. What if? Yeah. And the answer is, yeah, it doesn't. Yeah. So consider the alternative, if you would. The coronavirus is made of messenger RNA. That's its genome. And when you get infected, you have a whole lot of messenger RNA for coronavirus genes running around your body wherever they like to go for weeks and weeks and weeks. In some cases, yeah, some people end up virus positive for a month or more. The best you can hope for is to be virus positive for maybe a week, and you've actually probably got 2 weeks where the virus is there. It's just below the level of detection, and then you can see it, and then it's below the level of detection, and then it's gone. So yeah, rather than letting a whole bunch of messenger RNA for the virus run around your body indefinitely, you can take these messenger RNA vaccines, which do the same thing that the virus does. They make immunity, but they don't actually make you sick. They just make you better. And so if mRNA vaccines made your DNA change and made you infertile, getting the virus would do that much more so. That's like the dumbest thing about this. There's no evidence that any of this is actually the case. There are well over 100,000 people who have had the vaccine while they've been pregnant and given birth to normal, happy, healthy babies. There don't seem to be any side effects, even if you're vaccinated during pregnancy, and there are no actual cases of infertility that are linked to the vaccines. This is just people saying, well, what if? Well, somebody ought to study every possible thing under the sun. Yeah, and the nice thing about the vaccines, and particularly the mRNA vaccines, is that the RNA breaks down, and they have studies showing what happens to the mRNA in animals for when they were working these things up and figuring out what works and doesn't. And it breaks down. It has a half-life of less than a day. So you get to about 20 hours, you have half of what originally was injected. You get to the second day, you're around, I don't know, an eighth or something of what was there. By the end of the third day, it would be very difficult to detect any traces of the gene still in you. And get to the end of a week, and there's none of that mRNA left. So the mRNA is around for less time, does no damage where the virus does a ton of damage, is around a lot longer, and makes a lot more copies of itself. I mean, yeah, there is an easy answer here, and it's really nice when there is in science. Um, uh, so this is not medical advice. You want to go to an actual doctor for that, but medical doctor for that. But from a scientific point of view, I can't see any reason in the literature why you wouldn't want to get them vaccinated. It makes everybody else a little bit safer. So, yeah, that's what I would say. Thank you very much. This has been Ask Dr. Ben, and really good to hear from you. I hope you're doing well out there.